Okay, BB Rex is on again with I'm Good, or I'm not sure the actual name of the song, but I enjoy her music, though she wore a weird costume to the Masters, I think, right, whatever. I mean, she still looked hot and everything, it just was like the dress went above her head and below her feet, below her midsection. Kind of looked like she was kind of coming out the womb or something, or being born. I don't know what the fashionista was going for. He made that, but kind of looked like she was stepping through a slit. Right? I don't know. But anyway, the reason I'm doing this video also is not just to critique BB, right? But not too harshly, I hope. It didn't bother her or anything, or she don't even know, right? Now, I gotta explain some things, right? You say, well, Shane, you let your boxes pile up. They're boxes. See, that they're not dirty. There's nothing wrong with them. Well, why you do that, Shane? You lazy? No, I hurt. I have to sit down, right? Several times a day when I start moving around, it don't matter how much or how little sometimes, right? I start hurting and I gotta sit down, right? It don't matter what you see or don't see. I know. How do I know? Well, since I fell in 1994 in the Navy on trying to be discharged, right? For the mental problem, right? I was injured somehow on base or in my barracks, right? Because somehow the key turned up missing. And the money I took out the night before, so maybe it was stolen even when I went to the bathroom to get cleaned up. Right? Someone could have stole the key when I was distracted or doing the shower or peeing or whatever. Right? All it takes is a second if someone knows you got the money out the ATM and they're stalking you, you don't know they're stalking you, right? That's why that will be ruled in the line of duty too. If someone stole the key and the money was missing, and very all that too. That's not my fault. That's a thief and a robber, right? Who took my only way into the room because he knew I had the 250, right? And then when they got into the room the next morning, they said there wasn't no money in there. There should have been money in there because I was back in the room all night, right? So it was also a burglary pot, maybe, right? Someone tried to steal the money, right? Now the worst case would be if the security who knew I was locked out in the room would hope I wouldn't remember the money was in the room and took the money themselves, but I don't know, right? Who actually took it. But it was in there the night before. That's another thing I told the line officer that makes it into the line of duty, idiot. If you got $250 in the room and you know someone could have stole the key, right? You're gonna be anxious to get into the room, right? You're not even thinking like your normal self, right? Your only job is to get into the room to get to 50, right? And even back then in '94, that's a lot of money, right? I also lost $500 because I put it under the mattress and forgot. Oh. I did that after I got out of the hospital. Right, I was trying to go home, right? And I stayed in the motel overnight. Right, and I was trying to get home, and then I went to the Navy base, the airport part, because they got an airport part in case you want to take a military plane down to Georgia, right? Or you can do that then, right? But they didn't have no flights really going out, so me and the guys we were trying to get down south, right? They were wanting to go to Florida, so they rented a car, and let me drive all the way to Georgia, right? I mean, I was still walking around, right, even on crutches, right? So they got me. They rented the car and I drove them down, right? That was the agreement, right? Okay. Another song. Let's see if this is a good one. I don't even know who that one is, but I heard it before. It sounds good to me. So you got to critique a video, right? If you're paying for the service, right, you get to critique the video. Yes. Yeah. Really, technically, you can't do nothing even with, ridiculousness. Because they're critiquing your video, right? Or, Tosh pointing out he's critiquing the video, right? Legally, he can do that without you even getting making money from it, right? He got to pay you for that because he put it up on the internet, right? Anyone can critique it, right? Well, that's the problem. You're not just critiquing the video. You're accusing me of molesting my stepdaughter when I was with her, right? That was almost 30 years ago, too. Right, right. You don't think my ex-wife would know if I touched her daughter that night? Yeah, yeah, you're pissing her off, dumbass, because you're using my mental illness to do that work. I ain't done that too. You can't bring that up. You weren't there. Right, right. You're gonna piss my wife off. There's nothing either one of us can do about it. Right? We can't prove nothing happened or didn't happen. Right? That's a serious charge, man. Damn. You can't just throw that out there like it's nothing. When people are actually molesting their children today and going to jail for it. And even the criminals consider that one of the worst crimes you can do to a child. Worse than raping a woman or raping a man, even. Is if you did it with a child. No, sir, not this right, boy. At all. I ain't even in that genre, right? I don't care if she came in there or not. I'll bring back to her mother if she did, dumbass. Right? She would be in her own, dumbass. Most I would do is something logical, right? Even though I'm mentally ill. Or you didn't understand it necessarily, right? Yourself as a man, right? Well, see, I know how to take care of a little girl because I had a sister growing up, and you're not listening if you're trying to make it something sexual, right? Even with the sister, if you try to do something sexual, I say, no, we just supposed to do that. We'll both get in trouble. And, me more than you, I'm no brother. Right. Or Shonda, or even with the cousins, Jennifer, Dina, and whoever, Judy Pam, right? Marla, right? Whatever, right? Just throwing names out there you don't know if they've ever heard before. Huh? You ever heard of Tutti Frutti? Right. Oh, Rudy. There's always something you've heard of that's made the name sometimes, right? Or nickname, right? Oh, you're not the only one who can be called that, by the way. You know, you Tootie, that can have to do with Pootie, right? Putin, right? Tootie, toot, your horn. Well, when you fart, you toot, right? Silly. I know. And see, that's what I do. I'm critiquing now because you started at MTV, you started at Bravo, you started at Comedy Central. Oh, God! Right. I like the music so far. Great. See, that's all I gotta do. That makes it legal. Makes it legal. I know. You're selling me the product. I'm buying it through the service, right? Right now it's Stitch, right? Oh. I get to critique it now, right? You make me pay for it, right? So I'm buying it, right? I get to critique it. If I like the service or not, right? That's legal copyright infringement too, or not infringement either. I'm not as dumb as you think, but hearing voices don't make you dumb, it makes you mentally ill. And see, mentally ill. It's hard for me to discern if the voice is God or Satan or the devil or whatever. And you don't even believe in religion, some of you, so that makes me doubly crazy. But if you believe in religion, you might can understand me. But if you put me on trial for all this, you gotta put me on the trial for a jury of my peers, right? People who would understand why I was confused, right? Didn't know if it was God or the devil. Sometimes. Well, the Bible says it both ways. If you read the whole thing, it even deals with if you have premarital sex, Christians. So you've been lying about that because some man told you to, not read the whole Bible himself. Right. See, that's the problem. If you read only the new or only the old, you can get a misconception of it, right? That's a big book. Right? That's the history of the Jews, right? It's also a religious book that a lot of people try to put stock in, right? That's the problem too, right? You don't know they're right or wrong, right? With the religion, right? And then you start worshiping your own image because you don't see God. You can't see God and live, right? Because God's a spirit, right? It's the life force in you, idiot. That's why you can't see it live. If it leaves your body, you're dead. The body without the spirit is dead. God is the spirit, right? God's in you, right? You're the creature it made to represent as a human being. Just like the dog is, God is a dog, right? Do you understand? God is the dog, and the dog is God, right? Just as much as you are, man. But it's not a man. What does that mean? Only. It's also a woman. It's also both. It's the God of all flesh. That's too hard for it. Oh, that's what that means. You don't want to listen sometimes, too. All right. Mm-hmm.